easy to think that maybe she just did it.
All right, we live, y'all.
Right.
All right. Yo, what up, man? It's the Millennials vs. World podcast. I don't have time for a super long intro because I want to get straight to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. What's his name? Willie from West Philly. We're going to get straight into it. I don't want no static, man. So, first of all, appreciate everybody that's been rocking with it, man. We got a lot of dope things coming out. Wellness Project dropping in June. Started shooting that. Dope event coming May 21st, DMV area live panel. You know how we rock it. So, y'all already know how we doing, man. So, y'all know we already been going in before we got live. So, what are y'all thoughts on? I'm gonna ask the ladies first. I'm gonna flip it because I know we got a lot of opinions over here. Is that how y'all want y'all husband to act in public? Is that how, or boyfriend, partner, however you want to flip the patty? Is that how you want him to act in public?
It depends on the situation.
That situation.
No,
Marcus.
She tried to deviate quick.
Yeah, because they can't run from this tonight, bro. They can't run tonight, bro.
Situation.
Huh?
It
What's
does
real
depend on the
wrong?
situation, but in that situation, I have mixed emotions about it.
I'm listening.
Like, and on one side, I knew about Jada's condition. I saw Will laugh. I know that he obviously thought it was funny. He saw that his wife did not think it was funny. So then he went into defense mode. If your wife has an issue with it, you obviously are going to defend her. Do I feel like it was necessarily the time and the place? No. Do I feel like my husband could have checked whoever at a different moment? Yes. So I'm not saying that I wouldn't want my man to defend me in that situation, but not necessarily in the moment.
Man. So
okay.
What's wrong with that?
Or in that same way. Put it that way. I wouldn't expect to walk on stage and smack him.
I just don't think that this is my thing. First of all, you ain't care that much because you laugh. So, let me backtrack for a second before we start.
You talking about Will?
Yes.
Okay.
If nobody knew her condition, he knew it, right? So my thing is nobody knew it, he knew it. If you know that's a sensitive area, somebody crack a joke, I would say like, hey bro, don't go there. Like, let it go. You give him the warning. Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? This is the thing about Will. First of all, that smack wasn't scary. You understand what I'm saying? It was a stiff arm smack, locked his elbow, didn't really do much. But the thing that messed it up for me was like the protection was already lost when you laughed.
Mm-hmm.
Like you it was already lost when you laughed. You go, you slap him, okay, then keep my wife's name out your mouth. Okay, cool. Yeah, keep my wife's name out your mouth. Now, we got to be real. Will Smith is probably the only black person that can get away with that. Anybody else would have been canceled. So, like, we got to think further than just going somewhere slapping somebody. You know what I mean? And then to be as emotional about it, I don't think that's where the ball started or ended. I think that was like a poke at the balloon at Ben Full type vibe. And I don't think, like I would have more of a problem if I was Chris Rock's wife. I'm telling you. He got to go home and call and explain that. Yeah. Like, shut up before I get... All I imagine is my wife saying, shut up before I get Will. Nah, man. Nah. Hell no. So I open up the floor. What's y'all opinion on what happened? Why it happened? What y'all think?
For me, I would not want my husband, boyfriend to defend me in that way. It would have been more powerful for him to have approached him off camera and then made him apologize to me as well as publicly. That would have had a little more force to it than a slap, because if on the other end of it, if I was Chris Rock, I think they should have fought right there. I don't care about where they were. Like, because I know we were talking before, he was asking, do y'all care because it was at the Oscars? No. Chris Rock should have kicked him in his back when he walked off. Something should have happened after that. But I don't want my man to have to physically do anything unless there is a man in my space or physically touching me. That's the only time I want my man to react physically, because like you said, we not Will. And our situation ain't gonna be like this. It's gonna be some back and forth. It's not gonna be somebody gonna say, oh, her boyfriend or husband just smacked me. No, that's not what's gonna happen. So we got a lot more to worry about after that. So that's my spiel.
So, I don't want to take it. Oh, I'm sorry, Marcus L. J. I'm sorry, fellas.
Well, you got to give it to
I'm gonna
Brittany.
let Brittany
Go
go.
to the ladies first.
Okay,
Mhm.
Brittany.
Renee.
Thanks for looking out because he was definitely basketball.
Oh, here we
That's
go.
a-
problem, no
So I
problem.
know it's static.
No problem.
I know it's static from the jump. I know it's static. That's our first time coming off mute too, so I know it's static. Go ahead, Brittany. I don't want to.
No. I 100% agree. I don't think either one of them was right. I think that they were both wrong. I don't want my husband to defend me in that manner. I think it was inappropriate for where they were. However, all day I've been saying this. We can't kind of dictate to people how they react off of some. They're still human at the end of the day, and I think people are kind of getting that lost in translation when it comes to the simple fact that it's Will Smith. He's a celebrity. That was assault. Yeah, it clearly was. That doesn't mean he was right. However, he did what he deemed necessary to quote unquote protect his wife in that moment for him. And I say that because he came back and like he didn't apologize to Chris, but when he was apologizing to the Academy and talking about, just everything and the tears are falling, I saw exactly what you saw, Keenan. Like I saw more than what it actually was. There was a lot of hurt that he had been going through. The internet is a big ass bully. And I feel like all of that was bottled up and it was just like, yo, I'm tired of this. Like, I'm tired of being the subject matter here. And I'm just whoever can get it. And Chris Rock had to take the hit.
Literally.
What up, Bianca? So we
What up, Bianca?
The slap heard around the world that happened yesterday. So I don't want to skip you. It's the ladies right now. You can give your opinion on what happened. Will slapping Chris Rock. Your thoughts. How you want your man to react in public, all the above.
I mean, I feel like he won't wrong for that. I mean, he didn't have to do it on TV, but he won't wrong for smacking him. Cause Chris Rock always got some shit to say and always like, you know what I mean? So it's like, sit down, little buddy, like chill out. No, for real, because he always saying some shit. And somebody finally got him. So
Jay, Marcus said, what's your thoughts, bro?
Man.
Y'all wilding out like that for y'all wife? Somebody talk about a hairdo?
I can't wait to hear this.
I wild out for less, honestly.
Oh,
like I don't because you gotta like. All right, because I know people are like, oh no, it's like, all right. So I kind of like off of what Brittany was saying. People, love the fact that let's like defend Black women, let's like stand up for them, let's do this and a third. And you asking a man to stand up and do what he sees fit, you know what I'm saying, best in that moment. Now, I'm the type of man where I wouldn't have handled it in that situation either. But I'm also the type of man who understands that situation. So I ain't mad at him for doing what he do. To me, I say, you can say whatever you want to whoever you want, but you got to be able to defend that. So Chris could pop a joke. It wasn't funny. And the adverse of not being funny is bad. So his wife was upset. And with him being the loving man he was towards his wife, his unit, his legacy, he's like, bro, I don't like that. So he took all that. He understood that, ate all that up. I think it was a lot of other things on top of that. But yeah, he ate all that up and was like, nah, Chris. And mind you, Chris already was talking greasy when Jada was saying let's boycott the Oscars. He was talking about something, oh well, you ain't get invited. Like even Pop and Slick, they not friends. I was like, let's get off the fact. Off rip. If y'all already y'all a celebrity elitist, quote unquote, you know what I'm saying? You were of that top echelon, bro. You're not slapping your friend like that. Y'all not friends, bro. You know what's up. Y'all are not friends. Y'all not cool. You ain't tell me happy birthday. You ain't check on me during all this, bro. We're not good. You know what I mean? And some of these people be speaking.
How you know they not friends or weren't cool?
They not, because you're not slapping your friend off of a joke.
But he's angry.
Even if the joke was mean, you're not slapping your friend off gate. You give your friend grace. You give your friend leeway. So, like benefit of the doubt.
Your own self. Not if you're within your own self. You don't care about anything else. Like you said, he's been building.
He wasn't operating from. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I say he wasn't operating for himself. He was operating out of his wife. Because he was cool with it. He saw the pain on that she didn't like it. Realized that this is not. He realized like my wife does not take it.
He could have done that to anybody. Anybody could have said a joke, and he saw his wife angry. He could have went, "Oh well, my wife angry, so I'm about to just slap you."
Not that his wife's angry. It wasn't that simple. We're not gonna just dumb it down like
That's
that.
why he did. He was laughing at her.
So
He
also,
thought
I
he
didn't
was
know.
right.
I didn't know that she had alopecia, right? I didn't know she had alopecia, but apparently this is actually a common thing. Now, a lot of people who follow Jada and understand Jada know that she has this disease. I didn't know that. I don't watch Red Table Talk, but there's a lot of people who do watch Red Table.
I didn't know that either, but
okay, but it's not common knowledge, but it's a common thing. Like people like actually know this. And for you to have a track record of you not being friends with this same family, you picking on this same family already. So let me it was a joke. He said okay.
At the Oscars about her protesting. That was one. Okay, that was the joke was like she didn't invite me. And then he went on to say about Will Smith making $20 million off Wild Wild West.
He should have made that much money. So in front of the same white colleagues that we all know Chris Rock loves to
is it about the white people or not? Because before you were saying
listen to, but it's his plight is the white people. That's why it's a thing between somebody who is, and Chris Rock made a whole movie about black women's hair. So how you gonna make a whole movie about black women's hair and then you gonna come at the same? Come on, son. It's like
Jane, is that a bad thing?
I get it, but it's like
Jane a bad thing.
It's not
about being a bad thing, though. It's not.
He was poking fun at her being bald.
It wasn't about him poking fun at her being bald. That's not his space to talk. Or like if it's okay to say the joke wasn't funny to the person who it was at. If y'all took it as funny, because that's not y'all disease, that's not y'all burden to bear. But the person who he was aiming at, that's his wife. You feel me? So at the end of the day, I'm gonna always ride for my wife. I don't care. I don't even know the woman yet. So my wife is really that upset in a room full of people and a comedian is making a funny about it. I might get snarky at him, but I know if I yell at him first, people are gonna stop me from what I'm doing. So Will walked up to him. Chris knew what he was walking up to him for. He knew he wasn't about to dap him up. You know what I mean? Chris knows, bro. Chris from Brooklyn. Chris is from Brooklyn. He knows.
I don't think that, bro. I don't think that. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. It would have been a balled up fist, a whole bruh. It ain't gonna be no ha. I think the only thing, and I'm gonna shut back up. The only thing is he really didn't know, because when he got slapped, that was pure shock. The way when he got slapped, that was pure shock. Like, what?
Ain't no way.
You really think?
And it's making me upset a little bit that I actually agree with Marcus L. Because I think it's not.
Thank you. Hey, listen, if Prisoners agree with me, I'm on one. I'm good.
But I'm trying
because it's real. You can't
scripted. Chris Rock would have known. So anything outside of what was on that teleprompter was not a part of the plan. So him walking towards you, where the fist was bald, whatever, you should have been prepared.
And he tried to sum it up all nicely, like, oh, come on, y'all, it wasn't that bad, right? It wasn't that bad, right? And he's like, here he comes.
Let me chime in. I got a few things to add to that. So first thing is this.
Nigga put on the Barry White voice, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, first thing is this, right? Okay, I hear what everybody's saying. I get all that. I did not know that she had alopecia. I just want to put that out there. Cool, right? We didn't know that. We all know that comedians joke on everybody, right? Whether disease, condition, anybody, any type of handicap. We do understand that's what comedians do, right?
She not
okay. I'm just saying that they joke on
handicapped people. He's saying they just poke funnies. Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like, I'm saying they make fun of anybody.
I know.
Right?
Fuck with you. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. So this is what I'm
saying. I hate that, though.
Would I had handled it that way, I would have done the yell first, like keep my wife's name out your, you know what I'm saying, whoopty woo. And then after that, behind the scenes, I would apply pressure. You know what I'm saying? What I don't agree with what Mark Cassell was saying, the only thing I don't agree with is this. I get what you're saying as far as like he not walking up to him, gonna slap him because he know we're not cool, we're not friends. That's not your friend, right? If you know that's not your friend, why in the hell are you laughing at a joke that's about your wife anyway?
Actually,
y'all not even rocking like that. I wouldn't be laughing at shit you talking about.
Yeah,
I understand.
I understand, but I can't laugh at your joke and then look at my wife and be like, "Oh shit, I ain't supposed to be laughing. Let me smack a nigga." Like that defeats the whole purpose of the smack.
No, I understand that. No, that makes a consistency argument, right? Like he should already be thoroughly mad through the whole way. I would say more so less like he didn't have that type of malice when he walked in the building. He didn't like, he wasn't, you know, like they not friends, but they not cordial. So obviously it was a space where like, bro, you know some niggas, you just like, yo, you can't crack funnies on me. He like, I mean, we're not gonna act like
So at that moment though,
Will Smith and his breakdown ain't been to butter everybody's joke now since Red Table Talk. Ever since Jada had Red Table Talk, y'all been talking about Will, his sex ability, and it's
so
been
he
everything.
So that means
so listen.
But Marcus, that mean we can hold on. That mean that we can agree with what Clarissa was saying earlier. Then
about
this
what?
was. It don't matter who it was that was gonna get smacked.
No.
I
also think Will know exactly who he could have smacked. Will know who could have smacked. So we're not gonna. I don't think Will cool, but Will ain't that. You know what I mean? We all know that. Like, you know what I mean? Will cool. We give him benefit of the doubt. He from Philly, cool, but Will not that. Summertime Will. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he cool, but nigga, he know he not walk up and slapping Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence box.
Well, they friends for real though. They friends for
real. You know what I mean? Yeah, like DL, you're not smacking DL. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you know, certain people you're not cool with, bro. Like, you nah, yo. And he saw the distance. His wife, he just saw his wife upset.
From all the extra.
Say again, Clarissa.
I said I felt like it was a move, like you said, from everything that's been going on. He said, I'm sick of this. Like, y'all ain't gonna keep on my wife mad. Now I'm about to just, all right.
So two things. I'm gonna say two things. The second one, I know y'all not gonna like, but I'm gonna say the first thing. The first one, I'm reading his book. I'm reading his book, right? So it wasn't outside of the norm once you start. I'm not all the way through it yet. I'm like chapter 9 to 10.
Okay.
It's not outside his norm. So he grew up in an abusive household, dad to mom. Felt like he couldn't protect his mom. Felt like he was a weakling. Every time something happened between his dad and his mom, he should have protected her, right? So this is no disrespect to him at all. I don't think he's a natural protector, is why the laugh came out. You get it, like when you are a natural protector of somebody, you get like a feeling when you know they're uncomfortable before all that happens, right? So I think it when like listening to his book, he's saying like how he was a coward when he was younger, acting like everybody else he wanted them to be. And like how many times over and over he failed protecting people he loved. That's why I think the like switch of like smack, keep my wife name out your mouth. And what I think is ironic is that he went to so Chris Rock, right? Chris Rock is a type where when you know they're not about something, there's no need to hit him. You'll say something so everybody know you know what I'm saying, and let it go. Just check him, and you know you're not. If you check him, you leave him there because you know he really not about to do nothing and do that. I think it looks worse when you picked on somebody that you know ain't gonna hit back. Like when you pick on someone that you know is not gonna hit back, what does but that's my first thing. So that, right? I think it was way deeper than that. I think he had to prove to himself. He had to prove to himself that he is a protector. He had to. Mm-hmm. The second thing is this. Father be with me. Lewis, what's up? Lewis, what up? So,
what up, Lewis?
Father be with me on this one right here. Where was it? We talking about protecting, right? And this is just, you know, I'm speaking for. We knew all this stuff about Will and Jada, right? Mm-hmm. It was all speculation. Oh, they swingers. Oh, they this. Oh, this. Oh, they that. Mm-hmm. All the memes and the overwhelmness that didn't come out until that August Alsina thing got out the bag. Everything else was cool. It was rumored. We ain't know. It was cool. She started messing with young dude. He couldn't hold his emotions. Got on the interview, told their business. Now,
she put that thing on him, bro.
She did.
It was an entanglement. It wasn't just a
yo,
thing.
okay,
right?
bro,
Just,
okay.
Don't do that. All right, I keep trying to play my man.
Is there any?
It was a real thing they had, bro. They had something.
Hey, Marcus, but you think he real for bringing that up, though? If that's
hold on, bro.
Bringing up his story, bro. Honestly,
his story.
He was sprayed on the whole. No. I can't remember the question, but the question was around what he was doing in between certain time.
You don't kiss and tell, bro. You don't kiss and tell, bro.
So you mean to tell me in the middle of your story, you're gonna be like, yeah, oh, by the way, I was clapping Jada too. Like, come on, bro.
He didn't say clapping Jada. That's what I'm saying. He didn't say it like that at all. He said like it was like, bro, we had a little. I spent time with her doing this, that, and the third, and he made it like, bro. It made it sound like they was really.
Like I said, you smoothing it out.
That's why when they came out, That's why when it came out, she said entanglement. Look up entanglement. It wasn't just a fling. It's a little bit more than a fling. It's literally, it's a situation. Like, and she knew what word to use. That's what I'm saying. Stop.
But hold on, that's not what's important.
It's a situation that didn't have to be brought up, though.
That's not what's important, though.
What you mean? He was praying. If he brings up his life, bro, you can bring up your life, bro. It's as much your life as hers. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's not what's important at all. What I'm saying is Will's overwhelmed emotions didn't start coming out until we got a public view at their life. Before that, it was all speculation. Nobody really cared. The entanglement stuff comes out. I'm not saying she's responsible for a quote unquote protection, but if you think about it, none of this overwhelmness started to play out in front of us until a decision she made came and made their private life very public. Mm-hmm. That's when all this started to get like this. Say again? Sure. Oh, so where is the other side of the fence of like, I'm not saying she had any fault in that, but like, was there a protection of his emotional piece when all this decisions you made brought this on him to put him in this space? Is there any accountability for that part of it? Or is it just like, nah, he overwhelmed because that's what come with it? I'm asking.
Nah, I think Jada protected him.
Say again?
They wasn't protecting nothing. They wasn't protecting nothing.
No, they didn't care. Like, she didn't stand up for him. She never
protected her then, but he wasn't protected. None of them was protecting nothing.
He stood behind her every second, behind everything she did, by saying he couldn't please her, but saying everything she said on the table. He stood behind her he never doubted her. He even got on the red table talk acting like, yeah.
But he also allowed an open marriage.
Face hurt. That boy he was hurt. Sitting there like, yeah, I knew.
He also allowed an open marriage though, right?
No, but open marriage still got communication. Like everybody say open marriage, but people in open marriages still say who they're dealing with, and it's the calculate. I know people with open marriages, and it's
you can't say that though. You can't say that because there's boundaries. There's different boundaries that are set in open marriages. You don't know what Will and Jada set for their boundaries so far.
Well, I'm just saying
I'm pretty sure they communicate. I'm pretty sure any marriage would communicate. I don't think that's too far.
I think it's that it got out. Like, I think Will was looking at Jada like, look at a decision you made come back on us. I don't think it was about what she was doing. I think it's the fact that Will is doing the same thing. That was cool, but Will is looking like nothing I've done has actually made it back to the public. You made a decision that hurt us, put us in this place. Say again?
She slept with a child. That was her son's friend. That's a young boy.
He was 21. Exactly. He was 18.
Exactly. When I mean child, though, I mean emotionally, like he's a still young, developing feelings.
He just almost lost his life.
He's her son's friend. He's her son's friend. You should not be dating your son. No kids' friends. No.
Thank you. At all.
And he was vulnerable.
He just almost lost his life.
He was vulnerable at that time too, which I thought was that. I think that did get enough attention. The state that he was in when that began to transpire. Because if the roles were reversed and it would have been an older man and a younger woman that was in a predicament such as he was in, I think it would look extremely bad.
I don't know if they would have told me it was my daughter. If it was my daughter's friend, I still would have been. It still should be just as bad. Any child that if my child brings a friend in the house, it's no way.
But what I'm saying is, even though she started this space of overwhelmingness, is he even responsible to do what he did? Is my question.
Yeah.
Knowing that low key, we being real.
Yeah.
Action. I'm just asking. I ain't got no take on that. I'm just saying, if you do an action, it puts us in this space. Now, since you don't put us in this space, I gotta do what I gotta do now because you put us in this space.
Yes.
Keep in context, they don't have a regular marriage. Keep in context, huh?
What are you saying? You're saying that because of the situations that occurred before. I'm sorry, I'm late, by the way, but the situations that occurred before is causing Will to have a lapse in judgment in how he deals in scenarios with her. Is that right? Is that what you're saying?
The beginning part, yes. The last part I would change is like, I don't think Will was questioning his thought process was way more fluent in when it comes to his marriage. Will didn't really start having issues when it came until his private life came to the public eye.
How come it can't just be as simple as like, because I've been really dealing with this, thinking through this all day. And like, I'm married, I got a wife, you know what I mean? And if someone were to hurt her emotionally in a platform that's that big, in, you know, one of the biggest nights in the career that we both had, like she's also an actress, right? Mm-hmm. And I do think the joke was like unnecessary, as well. But to see that hurt on her face, I don't know how I don't think I would have smacked him in front of everyone, but I definitely would have addressed it and probably would not have been as logical. Now I wouldn't have did it as openly, but it would have set me off. And regardless of all the other contexts within their relationship and that dynamic, someone that you care for who feels I feel like the helplessness that she felt in that moment, it resonated with him so deeply. That's why he could laugh, but then look at her and his entire behavior changes, and I don't justify the action, but I certainly justify. I think the emotion is justified for sure. And I really don't think I would have did that, but it wouldn't have been politically correct.
Exactly what I said.
Okay, I agree, bro. I'm trying to stop saying I disagree because it ain't nothing to disagree with people. What I'm saying is, Lewis, I'm with you, bro. I am. I understand everything you're saying.
How does the context of everything else have to come into play, though? That's what I think is unfair to him.
I'm gonna tell you why it comes into play, because of his speech. If his speech was not what it was, then the other stuff wouldn't come into play. It could be that simplistic, huh?
What part?
Didn't he speak on being overwhelmed about protecting his family?
But if you saw an interview a week before at the Screen Actors Guild, when he won the award there, he was emotional, and he spoke about the honor that he had, the privilege that he had to protect Black women. When it came to the girls that played Venus and Serena, and when it came to Ingenue, he felt pride in that. So that's a feeling that's been brewing with him for a while.
But Lewis, you're proving my point. The only thing I'm saying is the speech in which you just said about an interview that happened weeks ago, right? That means that situation was brewing way before that joke came out.
Facts.
And everything that we're saying, when first of all, Will Smith just got on Instagram like a year ago. Like, first of all, so like we were very outside of his private life. We didn't really start seeing into this man's life till then. We've seen him be critiqued, say, his meat don't work, all this stuff, right?
I didn't remember that one.
Bro, every red
he was going in.
Bro, they was going at this man, bro.
I didn't remember that.
Were you asking?
Okay. She wasn't pleasured, all type of this. It was bad.
Were you asking should he had not protected her because she was not protecting him? Is that what you were asking?
First of all, whoa.
Because it sounded like
definitely not what I was asking.
It sounded like you was
what I'm
doing this.
Okay, that's cool. I'm glad y'all gave me an opportunity to clarify. What I'm saying is there a place for Will to feel just as unprotected as she would have felt if he didn't do something? Is there a place for that?
Say it again, one more time.
Is there a place? Say if Will didn't do nothing.
Okay.
We would have been lighting him up about how uncomfortable she was. He didn't do nothing, right?
Okay.
Before this moment, was there a place for Will to feel unprotected by his woman?
No, I don't feel like we get that as men.
We don't.
Sure, I get it to him. I get it.
We're supposed to make our own protection.
Why is that okay?
We have a job to make our husbands feel safe in our space.
Say that again.
That it's not.
We have a job to make our husbands feel safe in the space that he's in with us.
Do you feel like she was doing that?
But she never did that for him.
Ever.
That's a fact.
I'm not saying
like that's.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, I get it because like as women we should, but that whole I never watched Red Table Talk, and the only reason why I didn't is because like you putting all y'all business out there, but you're not coming behind when people are saying something about your husband. Like
that's a fact. That's a fact.
You putting
that's
all
a fact.
Like, and that's why I'm not really big on social media and stuff like that. I don't like it because you putting all this information out there about y'all marriage and all this other stuff, but you're not coming behind saying like protecting him. All these people making fun of him. What?
Yeah, but it made me think about something. I think though, in that situation, the reason why she may have not been protecting him and maybe like not standing up for him, because I feel like in that moment, because of some stuff that he may have done to her in the past, I think she felt like everything she did was justifiable. So she felt like in her mind, like, I don't have to protect you because like when this was going on, nobody, including you, were protecting me. I think it just happened to come out on that platform. And I ain't saying that's right at all, but I think the angle that she's taking now is like, now it's like, yeah, I'm not pleased and I'm not this. And I'm like, yeah, but at the same time, that's stuff that y'all should have discussed and worked through together. That should have never made it to your platform, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. And then people always talk about like nowadays, oh, I want to be transparent and all this other stuff. But the world and social media is not giving people space to be transparent. You know what I mean? Because everybody's so judgmental. Like, oh, like she cheated. Okay, she cheated. People cheat. Regular people cheat all the time. Well, not all the time, but you know what I'm saying? Regular
One of
people
the best quotes I've ever heard.
Regular people cheat all the time.
No, not that part. The hell no. The part where she said it doesn't give people a chance to be transparent, because once you open yourself up and be honest, you're instantly judged, which then makes it feel like you can't be real or be authentic. So that was true, and that's true.
Can you be transparent? Like, Jay, you were saying she was bringing up her stuff, like you didn't protect me, so she felt justified in her speaking, and you were saying they should have talked about it together. Do you feel like if they would have talked about it together, came forward with the information together so that they could be transparent together to show how they made it through the situation, then in that case, I feel like you can be transparent because you've worked through it, you've talked to each other. Now you have some solid advice or whatever it is you want to give to whoever you're trying to be transparent to.
They didn't talk about it. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I don't feel like they talked about how they worked through it. Right. I think they just talked about what happened.
What was wrong.
And that's where being transparent kind of fails, because you got to talk about how you work through it, not just talk about what happened to give people room to be judgmental.
Right.
That's so true. But I think in that moment, they couldn't talk about how they worked through it the way it came out. The way that August brought it out, they had to hit that immediately. They couldn't really dig into like, this is how we worked through it. It was more so like, whoa, wait, Jada sleeping with August?
So,
but then they still had time after that, though. That's the thing. Like,
red table talk, y'all.
But the next episode after they talked about it could have been, okay, this is how we work through it. We're still on the path to working through it, but this is what we're doing to work through it. This is how it's going, because a lot of people like do go through that stuff, but they don't know how to work through it because nobody talks about how they work through it. They just talk about what happened.
But I think that's a part of us just being too invested. We nosy. Like, who says they owe us?
Ding, ding, ding.
They don't owe us shit.
They don't have to tell us.
God, that's Princess.
Like,
Lord
they
have
gave
mercy.
us a little bit because he spilled the beans. But like, why we gotta know? It's really none of our business. It should just be like, okay, they gave us a little bit, but like, do we really need to know how they work through it? Because is it gonna help you? It's not our situation. It's just we just want to know because it's Jada and Will.
I like when people clear the air because it leaves space for people to not make up story. You know what I mean? Like,
and I feel like everybody coming out with their situation, being transparent and stuff like that. Like, most people try to be transparent to help someone else.
Right.
Not to let their business out there, but to help someone else. So if you really want to help, talk about how you worked through it. Talk about what you did to get out of what you went through.
If somebody it didn't work, let us know.
What's the purpose of your transparency?
Yeah,
exactly. What's the purpose of your transparency?
What's the purpose of your transparency? Have a purpose behind it. So that way, if anyone says anything, you got a solution. That's man, I gained some knowledge right here. That's good.
I think they were just trying to clear their name. Like, it wasn't a purpose, because we would have never known. If August would have shut up, we would have never known anything about it. So
I think that's the problem.
It was just so
quick decision. He can't talk about his own life no more.
You said, man,
that was a relationship. Y'all keep trying to say like it was just a fling. If it was just a fling, I would agree 1,000%. I'd be like, yo, it was just a fling. Yo, he should have shut up. No, it was deeper.
Why do you have to say her name,
it was really, she meant something to him, and she means something to him. Like, it's both two ways. Sure when we asked Jada said, well, it wasn't. Well, it was okay. It was more than just a fling. Okay, it was a little something. Okay, you're right. Well, okay. Like, bro, let's be real. It was deeper than, it wasn't just the fling. You keep smiling, you just cheated. No, it was a little deeper than that. When women cheat, it be about a person that she can replace you with. It's not the same. Like, we're not gonna do this. Not gonna do that.
But what I'm saying though, bro,
you know what's up.
but to your point though, Woo. Why did you can say your relationship without putting who it is out there? There's a way to speak on your life without putting all that out there though, bro. Like, and the thing is this, I get what y'all saying. He was young, he was vulnerable. Actual factual. And I'm gonna flip it back to my point. She made a decision to do something with a young dude that she knew wasn't emotionally ready for all that. So that was a part of the risk.
Yep.
And when that got out, and this is the thing about the August Alsina thing. I think we think it was the issue that she was doing it. Will just recently said she's never done anything I haven't known about. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's that. I think it's solely you work so hard for your life to be private. And once the cat gets out the bag, it comes supremely overwhelming because you've never operated in that space.
You never had to.
Yes. Yeah. People judging your kid, Jaden, judging your kids, Willow, all that. Because now when they're older, they got their own platform. People saying stuff to them prior to his rap career, quote unquote, right? Like Jaden was just Will Smith's son, the movie star, da-da-da. But when he started to get his individuality and people started to critique him and critique their parenting, his kids growing up, and that August Alsina thing was the first time we really got into their lives, was it not? That's like when we actually started seeing anything, and that's what caused him to be in this space where he couldn't handle it. So I don't think that it's a situation where somebody's at fault. All I'm saying is there got to be a little more protection piece on the front end, so I know not to laugh on the back end. That's all I'm saying. Because if we locked in on the protection piece, I'm not laughing. If I know you know what I'm saying, she going through what she going through, you crack a joke. If we really locked in on that part, that laugh, I'm not even cracking a smile like that. If he wouldn't have cracked the smile, stared dead at him, never said nothing, I respect that. Tapped her like, hey man, you good? Like, you straight? And kept it going.
But if she laughed, would you have laughed if she laughed?
Not if I knew she ain't like it for real. Hell no.
No. I'm saying if you heard the joke, and she started laughing, but you were not laughing, does that mean it's okay for you to laugh now?
For some people, I ain't no dumbass. If I know she feel a way about her hair, and somebody make that joke, she can laugh because it's her. I'm not doing that shit.
So all right, well, I guess I didn't do a good job. It's my fault. I was trying to say that we can't tell the impact of something until the impact of something. Like I won't know. He can sit there like you. And it's a joke. That's what I'm saying. Like, jokes are meant to make people laugh, right? But you can't tell that a joke wasn't funny until it wasn't funny. And the fact of the matter is, some jokes are not funny. And when some jokes are not funny, some people feel a type of way. She said, look, she wanted to be defended. He got tired of them Tupac jokes. And listen, he said, hey, I'm going to do something about it today.
Well, you know what? To Keenan's point, I think that... Go ahead, Jay.
I was about to say, but also, too, I agree with what Marcus said.
You do?
Jay, you jumping in and out, bro. It's cutting off.
You were also saying like
he gets going. Jay, we can't hear you.
And he driving. We don't know what he's saying.
We're about to get that pack. I hear you.
Marcus L, to your point, DJ Marcus L, like for me, I kind of get what Keenan's saying is like, if it's my wife, like I know what that sensitive subject is, and like I know you brought up a comedian, like the comic aspect of it or what have you, but like the same thing, any comic will tell you, you got to know your audience as well, right? To know what type of reaction something may garner. So I think that if it's my wife, like I know the triggers. Like I'm the one person that should understand and know what the triggers are.
I just think with the whole,
I see that.
I think the other side of it, man. I feel for Chris Rock. I just feel for Chris Rock, man. Through all this, Brittany, you've been mighty quiet. I just want to hear some of your
for Chris Rock
going on.
Oh my God.
I ain't used to that. You've been mighty quiet.
No, I mean I've been trying, but y'all are overpowering tonight. So I had to figure out if my mic was on at one point. No, but I was just listening to everybody. I kind of agree. I still stand by what I say. I kind of feel like you can't. I'm with Marcus Tell in terms of you can't tell Will Smith how to react to something. He might have laughed initially, But I kind of feel like maybe it was a sense of uncomfortableness. Like, hold on, wait a minute. There's a joke. Should I laugh? Shouldn't I? I'm gonna laugh. But then as soon as it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter if he laughed or not. The minute that he caught whiff that his wife was uncomfortable that particular moment, everything came rushing back. Whatever they experienced with her going through her disease, it rushed into his mind, and he just that was his reaction to get up and slap that man. Was it right? No. But in my opinion, I don't feel like he should have slapped him. He could have handled it differently. But I just think that like the internet is so quick on trying to dehumanize these people, man. It's been driving me nuts all day talking about the joke was simple, or he shouldn't have done this or that, or she doesn't have cancer. Y'all making a big deal out of this. Can we talk a minute for the hair traumas that Black women have gone through? Like from the fan ponytail to our hair got to be sleek straight to whose hair is longer, whose hair is shorter since we were little, or from what I know. So when she was dealing with that, and you don't know what they talked about at home, her and Will, just the simplicity of the joke that the internet has been turning it into has been an issue for me, ringing in my head all day. I've been defending DMs back and forth because I just feel like people are trying to take it out of context, saying, yeah, he was wrong. Chris Rock wasn't wrong. It was a joke. He's a comedian. He's entitled to joke. But I'm just like, your joke wasn't funny. He could joke, but it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny, and he got slapped. That was the consequence of telling.
Can we just like
thank you
stop laughing at comedians when they pick on people? Then because that's the root of the problem.
Yeah,
I mean, some people don't.
The only time you're funny is when you're picking on somebody. I don't think you're a good comedian.
I disagree. That's the beauty. That's the beauty in the art of what they do, because they also subject themselves to it, right? And me and this brother here, Keenan, that's a part of our dynamic. That's a part of our culture. Like, if I could pick on them, we wouldn't be friends right now, probably.
But I think you guys have the space to do that. It's a time and place for everything. The Oscars was not a place to joke like that. I feel like that.
I agree with that.
Like if I was at Def Comedy Jam, like I'm going there with the intention of getting ragged on. Like if I sit in the front row, off limits. Like that's it. I set myself up for that. But at the Oscars, like I wasn't really expecting for you to say something about my wife like that. So I have every right to feel like that joke wasn't funny, comedian or not.
Facts. It wasn't a place to be that type. I'm not going to join you with, like, if I go to my brother's event, I'm not going to join him at his moment. So I agree. That's true.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm with that one.
What is it, Keenan?
Nothing. I just think I agree with everything that's been said tonight. I don't disagree with nothing that's been said. I completely agree. All the above. Mm-hmm. I just think as a dude, if we go to another end, I think the protection piece, right? Like I guess we can transition to that part of the conversation, like the protection piece of Black women, like the judge, what we saw with the judge the other week. You know what I'm saying? Like super dope. You feel me? I'm not saying you could judge people for how they react, but on the back end, do we care about what the consequence is for protecting our queen? Like I hear people saying like, oh, I hope they don't take Will Oscar and da-da-da. They shouldn't do this. They shouldn't press charges. You can't say protect Black women and then go talk about what the consequences may be, because the goal wasn't that stuff. Mm-hmm. The goal was to protect your wife, correct? Uh-huh. So you got to ride with whatever that come with. You know what I'm saying? So I think I just kind of wish they would have fought low key, because then it would have been. Listen to what I'm saying though.
Why?
Because
Chris not like that. I'm trying to tell Chris is a Sambo. He not like that. He is trying to look good. He needs to. His career is like wavering at this point. You know what I'm saying? You haven't seen Chris Rock and nothing, heard of him or nothing. He's trying. You feel me? He dropped something like 3 years ago. He's trying. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's trying to plead now to the white people. He's trying. You know what I'm saying?
He's also 57.
He's trying to get somewhere in his comedian thing, so we don't look at him as like a B-list. You know what I mean? Because everybody's still talking about we miss Bernie. So like, come on, yo.
But
like, what about Chris Rock?
But I guess the point I was making about the protection piece of it, I don't think we got a clear understanding of what protecting Black women look like. We got 2 examples in the past 2 weeks. And obviously we're not all on one accord about what protection looks like. You feel me? Like,
I agree.
We got, so yes, it's case by case, marriage by marriage. You feel me? I just think that comes from that, to me, all in all, that wasn't true protection.
I'm about to say,
why not?
It was impulse, bro. Like, I know I've been working on making my wife feel like I protect her. Oh, that's my signal. Let me go do some super wow shit that so they gonna say she protected.
Yeah.
If you look at it for what it is, like
nobody's gonna make another Jada joke again, bro. You're not gonna talk about her hair because now it's gonna be tasteless. Like it's a bad look for anybody to even talk about Jada hair at this point. Because it's like, bro, you got nothing else to talk about. But you now made his wife is not a target anymore. His family's not a target. He's not a target no more.
But that proves the point earlier of it was strategic to do it with Chris Rock. I will argue that they won't go to no more award shows versus somebody not saying something again, because somebody that ain't worried about that slap will say something. You ain't scared nobody.
I agree.
You gonna think twice before you say it. I know that for a fact.
Come on, bro.
Somebody gonna think twice before another.
Man, the way he fixed his jacket walking back, I'm not sparing that. Come on,
somebody is gonna think twice before making a Jada joke. It might not be you, but I guarantee the Jada jokes ain't coming like that no more. You're not gonna talk about her hair. You're gonna think twice before you talk about this Will family. This his dynasty. He's like, bro, I will slap you in front of the Oscars before you talk about my wife.
He will slap Chris Rock. He will slap Chris Rock in front of the Oscars.
You keep thinking it's Chris Rock. You trying to pick somebody. It was Chris Rock right there. I think he knows who to pick. But honestly, it's a message. The man is. We all know the man is obviously is willing to do certain lengths that people think are far. That he don't think is that far. So stop trying to think like, yo, it might not be me. All right, I dare the next person to do it then, and let Will be in the crowd.
Can we ask for other variations of what protection really looks like then outside of physical? Like you were saying, we all have different opinion of what protection looks like, because obviously earlier, like people were saying, oh, 1 minute y'all want us to protect you and 1 minute you don't. I made a response like, what? We don't have protection doesn't always mean fighting. Like,
you know how you shut that whole operation down?
Say it again.
You want to know how you shut that whole operation down without the slap? The joke happened. You feel me? Ha, joke happened. You don't crack a smile. You tap her leg. You look in her face. Are you good? Whether she says yes or no, you say, babe, let's get your stuff. We ain't got to be here for that. And if Will Smith, who won, walks out, they went, oh, where you going? Like it? It sends a way bigger message to the Oscars than to do about him slapping Chris Rock.
It's not Will. Yeah. That's what people are still trying to dictate. You cannot dictate how this man chooses to go back.
No, that wasn't the question though. That's not the question.
Protection, period. Like, what would you do? Like, what would protection look like for you or for all the ladies on here? Like, forget about Will and them. He did what he did.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay.
But what would protection look like? Yeah, no, I'm with you, Keenan. But what would protection look like he was saying? And he was giving his variation of
like just walking out.
Like, yeah, for him and his family. And so we could ask that for like everybody else. What does protection look like for y'all?
I think protection for me is I put it as like standing in the pain when I'm feeling discomfort or pain. I know that I have somebody that's gonna stand by me or stand up for me if I can't. That doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be anything physical. That doesn't mean that it has to be verbal. Protection for me could mean that played out. When we got home, it's more of you checking in on me, seeing where I'm at, making sure I'm good, my comfort level is good. And if you decide to go back to that situation and handle it how you deem necessary, fine. But if you don't, the point of protection for me was the fact that you came and checked back on me to make sure that my pain and my comfort level was at an all-time, okay, this is my wife. She's good. Okay, so I'm good. Whether I check that nigga, punched him, slapped him, whatever it is, my wife is good at the end of the day. That's what protection for me. Overall, that's what I mean.
Princess Dianca?
No, I agree with that because, and I'm the type of person, like, I don't care what nobody do or say or whatever, like, but make sure I'm good. That don't mean you have to go and say something to somebody else. We see that Chris Rock, maybe you don't care as much as about Black women as you should. You know what I'm saying? For you to even say that, you could have picked on anybody else in that room, but you chose to pick on Jacob. Like, you chose to pick on a Black woman. Instead of, we living in a time where it's supposed to be protect our Black women, and you decided not to, and say something about a Black woman instead of saying something about anybody else. You know what I mean? So yeah, I agree with her about protecting means like, you make sure I'm good, you make sure I'm okay. Like, I don't care about handling stuff with somebody else because they're not in our household. You know what I mean? We don't need to make a reaction out of stuff, because at the end of the day, people gonna talk. People gonna say whatever they say, and you know, you choose to ignore it or you choose to react. Me personally, it's more powerful when you don't react, but I mean, hey, that's neither here nor there.
Princess?
I agree with all those things. For me, it's just simply put, not allowing anybody to disrespect me in your presence.
That's true.
That's just, and it doesn't matter who it is. Like, if we're somewhere, like you said, he could have looked at her, or like, take them out of the situation. But if you look at your wife or your partner and, you know, you see they're uncomfortable, separate them from the situation. But I just think about examples where it may be like, you guys are with your family, and you know how like aunts, cousins, you know, say stuff that's disrespectful to your partner or your wife. Are you going to let your family disrespect your wife? Or are you going to protect her?
That's a big one.
Because that's a big one. So I feel like not letting anybody disrespect me at any time. And there's different ways to, you know, go about handling the disrespect depending on what form it comes in, but just not allowing the disrespect to continue.
Lewis, what's your thoughts on the family piece you just said?
I've had to do that before.
From your family to your wife?
Mm-hmm.
I had to grow a lot with my family, man, because I get the bumping with any of them because I know them for who they are.
Yeah. So
I had to grow a lot.
I think what they were thinking, and I've done it. I'm not gonna sit around like I'm perfect. Like, I've disrespected, you know. It's really my brother. Okay, this is the cat's out the bag. So I think what would happen was he and I didn't have enough respect for each other, and then whoever we would bring into the picture, we would treat them as the same. And we had to establish those boundaries. Hey, bro, you can talk. We can do this. We can go back and forth and say these things, but you got to realize that what you're saying is now extended to my wife or to whomever I'm with at this particular time. So you got to watch that. So
I got you, Britt. Appreciate you. Malcolm, what's your thoughts on that, brother?
Man, it's actually, Kenan, it's crazy because you had said something and I was like, that's absolutely right. Because I feel that way all the time. When you are that protective style, you understand something. I see protection as like, I protect you before things happen. I protect you while I feel as if, you know, certain consequences deserve certain reactions. Certain things happen not only as a moment for now, but a moment for later. You know what I mean? Like, so I understand walking out. Like, I really thought about it to myself, like, yo, could I walk out? And then I would think to myself, like, I'm not about to leave if this man cracks a joke and people is laughing. That's the last thing I'm gonna do is make me and my family leave. We're not moving. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I guess I'm kind of on the fence too. What would I do in a situation? I'm definitely scrapping off stage, bro. Because on stage, I'm just gonna break it up. I don't like cameras anyway. So,
but I'm saying, what if your family had some things to say about the person you were with?
I'm with her. I told you, I'm rolling with my wife, bro. That's life. Like, I'm with my wife. She is who I choose to go with into the next realm. You know what I mean? So until then, I get my knee dirty. That's it. I'm going for her, and my family gonna understand. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I chose her. This is my wife. This is I want to be the actual head of this shit. So I want to control it. And yeah, I'm right.
If your wife asked you not to get physical, would you not?
If she asked me not to get physical, I would not get physical.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I would not get physical. I probably would not get. I would not. I would try not to get physical, especially not with her around. You know what I mean? Especially with her around, I wouldn't get physical with her. I do it this way. I would not get physical with her around. I'll make sure it's known. But if I see him and talk to him again, ain't no chances.
So this is what I've learned about that.
You gonna talk about my baby like that? Hell nah. Hell nah. In front of these white people, oh no, you not, cuz. Me.
That's what made it bad to me. I
think. Live it, bro. I mean, live it.
It like as a black man, it hurts me because
I don't like that.
Those are two pillars. Like, say what you want about Chris Rock and where his career is currently or how relevant he is. Like, he's a pillar in our community, and so is Will. Like, they mean a lot to us culturally, and to see those two, you know what I mean? And like for Will Packer to be producing, and it was like two black hosts, and I mean, that to me hurts more than anything because now we are continuously proving the things that we have tried to get so far away or remove ourselves from, and show that we're not all that way. But it just hurts that it was us. Like, I hate that shit. It's like another moment. You know what I mean? And that just hurts me as a black man. Like, that really hurts a lot.
Don't let it hurt you, bro.
This is why I'm gonna say the thing about the family, and then I want to kind of speak on something you said, Lewis. That's kind of a transition to something else. So with the family, I learned this in the family. This is where it gets real sticky. Let's say, perfect world, your family likes your wife, right? You want your wife to be a part of your family. The lines really get blurred when she's really a part of the family. So say if my brother and my wife are acting as brother and sister because they're really close, the line starts to get blurred because it's like, hold on, are y'all siblings in this moment? Are you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about super blatant disrespect, but somebody can view somebody. So my wife's siblings, in my eyes, they really like my siblings, right? So say if one of her siblings said something to me, but it was all in good fun and joke, and there could be some discomfort there, but we were just acting as siblings. It wasn't like Brittany's wife, Keenan. Brittany's husband, Keenan. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I think that area gets gray when families really don't like the spouse or really don't like what y'all got going on. Because if they did and y'all were family for real, it would be no space where y'all can't rap it out or like, hey, bro, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times it's an underlying like issue when you marry, when that happens with family. But back to what Lewis said real quick. What's y'all opinion on this about Will and Chris Rock and this, that, and the third? Why do y'all think they are pillars, they are icons, all that stuff? Why do y'all think I don't want to use the word idolize, but value? It's like we have the celebrity black culture and then our black culture. But I don't feel like celebrity black culture cares about regular people black culture the way regular people black culture cares about celebrity. Like, I don't think celebrities do what they're supposed to for the culture all the time, but we're steadily trying to push and make sure that we get them to where they're supposed to be at. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think they pay it forward to the regular black culture, but we constantly make sure they're in the position to be the culture. Does that make sense? Why? Why is my question? Why do we do that? Why do we keep putting people in positions that never pay it forward or look back?
Because we idolize dumb. We idolize dumb stuff. We literally had a moment to a presidential nominee was about to speak and ask black people what we wanted, and we were hyped because we gave it to like the ex-stripper. Like, out of all of the people of all the scholars we had, all the people who have knowledge and things to talk about and actual points, like, we gave it to her to talk about like nothing. You know what I mean? And so we idolize dumb stuff. I think it's also weird that we care, like, also kind of what Lewis said. I heard a point earlier. It's like, bro, everyone watched the Gucci and Young Jeezy verses because we wanted to see a fight. Everyone saw the 3-6 Mafia and what's the name, Bone Thugs fight, and that was like, all right, cool. But then what happens at the Oscars, we're like, that's crazy. Like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, nigga, we got a whole culture. We talk about sliding on people and like killing each other every other day. So like, why are we looking down now on stuff that's like Will Smith, bro. Yeah, he gonna yeah, Will Smith, he's from Philly, his wife from Baltimore, and it's a certain language.
The verses, the both versus situations were our platforms that we didn't have to fight to get. The Oscars, it's only been, I counted them, to win the award that Will won last night. It's only been, he's the fourth African-American male to win that. That's like the biggest award. That's like the album of the year for the Grammys. He's the fourth one. The fourth. So that means more. And the reason why we idolize Black celebrities is because they're the only representation of us that people are willing to see. Because when you look at an everyday Black person, we don't get the benefit of the doubt. Will Smith gets the benefit of the doubt because they see him on their TV every day. But we don't get that as normal Black folks.
But what I'm asking,
every Black celebrity, whether they want to or not, this is why people get mad at Michael Jordan. This is why they get mad at Tiger Woods. Every Black celebrity has a responsibility to be an advocate for Black people. They don't get the luxury to just be celebrities. And that's the truth.
So that's true. I don't disagree, but like at some point, and I'm not saying we should stop supporting Black celebrities, not what I'm saying, bro. But at some point, we have to understand that our influence got them there. In the same way we hate the way I don't do politics. The same way we were withholding our vote and saying this person ain't gonna get this, bro. We don't withhold our influence at all. You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm saying is you can shift that any way you want to flip it, right? You say we don't get the benefit of the doubt, right? But let's just use Earth 98. If us 6 individuals, and let's say, 8, if everybody that was on here tonight decided to create something, whatever it may be, and everybody up here uses their resources, we have tricked ourselves into believing that can't be as valid as something that's already going because we idolize that. And it's not that far away. And the issue is when we put people in positions in the technology world and whatever world you want to flip, it's all based off the same regular person that don't get the benefit of the doubt. It's off their influence, bro. It's off our influence, though. So the question still stands. When are we going to be like, yo, oh, damn, we got to recreate Black culture for regular people. Our Black culture is not TV Black culture. It's not. But we be riding for it, though.
Yeah.
I think TV only going to show what they want to depict.
Well, let's say media. But go ahead.
Yeah, the media is only going to show what they want to depict. And I think we can have an influence, but I think our influence, it may only reach a certain people until we get to where they are. The people overseas, they ain't going to see us until our influence is as big as theirs. So everybody can see Will Smith from here to there Will Smith, or whoever the celebrity is. They can see them from here to there to there. They ain't gonna see us. We might be able to impact our community and our people around us, but the media is only going to show what they want. Only want to show what they want us to see. That's why a lot of people, when we look at that show on Netflix, the South Africans, we looking at it like, wait, what?
Oh yeah, that joint lit too.
South Africa look bomb as a mug. They making money over there. But before they got to that point to be on that certain platform, we wouldn't have known how beautiful it was until we went ourselves.
So can I rephrase the question? I got you. This is a good one. I ain't got you, but I got y'all. I'm gonna say y'all. I'm a changed man. I don't disagree with people no more. I pray. I've been going to church.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is once we blow you up, right? Should we, let's not say Will Smith, let's say John Doe, right? Once we blow you up as a Black celebrity, should we be able to say, like, you know what? We're not going to watch your movies unless you hire Black production companies. We're not going to watch your movies unless you put Black people in place in what you're doing in order to pay it forward. That's what I'm saying. Like that, we could say, like, no, we're not going to run up your streams or run up your movie or run this up once they get to the level where they can do it. I'm not talking about when they still trying to get there, right? Like, let's use.
Shouldn't that be the basis?
What you
we
mean?
should not be supporting until we see that they are hiring. Like you can't push somebody and then say, all right, now I need you to change your stuff. Like we should be coming in as that type of like, I'm supporting you because you hire Black people. I'm supporting you because you make the culture look like this. Not, okay, I've been supporting you because I'm laughing at your stuff funny, but now since you here, I need you to change everything that you did up. They wasn't doing that before. And that goes for every area of life. If somebody or something isn't doing it before, then why are we expecting them to switch it up in the latter parts of it?
Okay, so
we should be supporting that person or that thing.
Yeah, Clarissa,
for those reasons at the base.
I feel you, but this is what I'm saying though. There are certain machines in place that the Black community simply just don't have yet. So we gotta let them use those machines to get there first. And then once you use them to get there, say, hey, look, we got you there.
Oh no. What about Tyler
Perry? There are certain machines that don't have that.
We've been supporting Tyler Perry because he's been using Black people. He's been like he's been doing that the whole way up.
So, but Clarissa, I'm gonna tell you, there's been 10 white Tyler Perrys while we got one Tyler Perry.
Right.
Yeah, but you're talking about the Black culture. We're talking about Black people, not white people.
But hear me out. In the Black culture, what I'm saying is Tyler Perry's a machine now, right? What I'm saying is, if in order for Tyler Perry to get there, it wasn't Black all the way through.
No, it wasn't.
Right. Yes, it was.
No, it was not.
Oh my God. He was on the Chitlin circuit. Yes, he was. He was on the Chitlin circuit.
He had the ownership in what he was producing, but he had to do deals with TBS. He went on BET the whole time.
He got there because of the plays. He got there because of the plays. He got there because of the plays that he was doing in the Black Chitlin circuit. And then when he got the deal with TBS, he still was hiring Black people. So it wasn't like he switched over. We've been supporting Tyler Perry.
He's saying he needed, but what Kenan's saying is you can do that, right? And I think he's changing the game. But you have to be a part of the machine to know how to build your own and generate your own.
He wasn't a part of the machine when he was doing the plays.
No, but Clarissa, that's not what I'm debating. What I'm saying, let's equate him.
I'm about to say, maybe I don't understand your.
Okay, I got you. Let's equate him doing to the plays as all 6 of us started something we're passionate about. Okay. We all started at the play area, right?
Mm-hmm.
We build that up. If he did not sign the deal with TBS, right, Tyler Perry will not be where he's at now.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, he started the plays, we built him up, we went to TBS, we had to use this machine from a different culture, learn that culture, do these things.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get everything you got now, then it's like, hey, bro, you know the machine, you know low key. I'm gonna finish this one. So like you've built it up. Now that you've learned the machine, you use that machine. Now you should be he does a good job of now paying it back, getting young actors. But what I'm saying is everybody should do that. The same way with Charlamagne the God's Black Effect network. But listen though, he had to use the machine of iHeart.
Sure did.
Once you learn
and BET is owned by Viacom, so he still works with the white people.
But the only point I'm making is at some point, once we support them from the beginning through the machines, there has to be some type of, okay, I learned this machine. Let me start plugging my people in and create a bigger machine now. We don't do that. We say, oh shit, this machine worked. Fuck it. We good. And then
not enough of us do it.
It's not.
I agree.
It's really
I agree.
long.
But I see that changing. I really do.
Oh, facts.
But you know what? Issa Rae is one that came in doing it because when she did Insecure, and I saw that last episode, it was none but Black people that worked on that set. She was intentional about who she brought in and who worked and did everything on that set. So
even her reality show on HBO Max, with the young adults that she has. So I mean, not enough of us doing it, but I believe that we're starting to try with influencers like Tyler Perry, even though you may not like him, but like Issa Rae,
I do like
Quinta. No, Marcus was saying something in the back, but
I don't like Issa Rae either.
Abbott Elementary.
Nah, bro. She wrote a book. It's real short. She wrote a book saying that Black women should not date black men and they should date outside their race and look.
She didn't say that. I read it. She didn't say that. That's not the context.
I read it too. Which book did you read?
No,
I read
just saying that's not what she was saying.
I've read it. What did she say? Because I've read it. She literally said, "Look,
we both did." Go ahead.
So she literally said we should look into other races because black men aren't. We make more money. She literally gave examples why you shouldn't date black men, and then she said we should look towards the ones who are leaning towards us are Asian men.
The ones that like us.
Asian men don't like you. Asian men don't like black women.
No, that's not what she was saying. I would just encourage everybody to go read. I would encourage everybody to go read what she said. Because
please read it. Please read it. I don't. Yeah, I'm all for black marriages. That's just me.
No, I get you.
I ain't waiting.
Lewis, you crazy.
Black people, but yeah, if you go read what she says, that's not what she was saying.
That is what she. I'll show it to you. You want me to put it in the chat? Hold on.
Y'all are spicy tonight, bro. What y'all?
Because I don't just be talking, bro. I read that joke. I said, bro, she said that. I read that years ago.
Princess, what's your opinion on it? What's your opinion on it? Bianca, what's your opinion on it? Either one of y'all. She like I don't even want no part of the smoke.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Do y'all feel like we overvalue other people's process and undervalue ours? I feel like that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, like I
focus a lot on everybody else.
And it's an undervalue there because I even look at things like how we work up in our jobs, how we move up in our jobs, like the way we're willing to. I'm not gonna get into that. So I'm not getting into that. I'm sorry. So I'm just saying, because it's a rabbit hole for me, and because it's hard to explain to people, like there's machines out here that's literally like you can take anybody, drop them in this side, and when they shoot out the other side, they're going to be good no matter what. It's almost like imagine the show Shark Tank, but like for anything. But the next thing is the next and last thing is people. This conversation that was dropped in the DM, they were like, "Do you all feel like the way we were raised in the culture?" Princess, I think we talked about this last week, but I didn't get their opinions. The way that we were raised in the culture isn't productive for relationships with money, relationships with other people. The way we were raised in the culture, the way Black women were raised most of the time, because single parent household, to be independent, that's not conducive to a working, progressive relationship. Or like Black men were saying not to express everything we've learned in our culture. Do you feel like it's as backward to productivity in an actual productive relationship?
I feel like our generation is changing that. I feel like the generation before us, yeah, they was all messed up. But our generation is actually changing that because we see that. You know what I mean? Maybe they didn't see it as much, or maybe we have the internet and that's why we see it and understand what's healthy and what's not healthy. But I feel like it's changing.
We have people to tell us that stuff is wrong. I think back then there was no one to tell anyone what's wrong and what's right. But I think that's a little unfair because I don't know, maybe you're asking the question because it's just our culture, but I feel like other cultures have opportunity just as much as we do, in some regard. I think just because it's a single parent household that you can't be set up for success, you know what I mean? Independence is necessary to thrive in a relationship. It's just to what degree, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know, man. I feel like it is if you're not taught why you're being independent or why the value of being independent. You know what I mean? So I think there's certain elements to it. So I can't fully agree with that.
But 9 times out of 10, two things. A, you're not taught why you're being independent. And B, most other cultures just have a safety net. It's the only difference. We typically never have a safety net. However you want to flip that we typically don't. If you were raised in our single parent household, you may not have grandma's house you can go to if everything goes south here. Y'all got to endure anything that y'all got to endure together because you don't have a safety net.
Right.
And then we
I feel like it helped my relationship, my dynamic with my wife, though.
Say again?
I feel like it helped the dynamic with my wife because me knowing how to start from the bottom it allowed me to gain her trust quicker. You know what I mean? Like just kind of seeing what I've been able to overcome is a testament to me. Obviously, it wasn't ideal, and it helped me in my mental health. But I think but it also helped in our dynamic and allowed me to build that trust with her at an early age. I mean,
but what about, don't just leave it at relationships with other people. Let's talk about relationships with money, the way we treat our jobs, the way we view resources, all that though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I think the people relationship bag is too easy. You feel me? I think, because like shit, after 25, bro, that shit is a choice in our generation.
It is. I just don't think,
choice, bro.
I try not to be as critical because I'm like, what resources, what tools do they have? We got more tools available to us to know how to use and leverage it. I don't think they had as many. Look at Princess like,
Y'all were too spicy tonight for Princess, boy. She up here, Martin Luther King, nonviolent.
But some people like are their environment. You know what I mean? So like, you may grow up in a household where a lot of traumatizing stuff is normal to you, you know, and if you didn't have any friends at school that wasn't going through that traumatizing stuff that could show you a better light, then you just don't know.
Yeah, you don't know any better.
You just think that's normal. You don't know any better. Like, I know a guy who has a very bad temper, and it's like, he doesn't even try to control his temper or think before he reacts on his temper. It's just, I guess in his household, that might have been okay. You know what I mean? Like in my household, that's not okay. So, you know, people around him must, or whoever he's surrounding himself around, may support that temper or like not really check him on it. You know what I'm saying?
How old is he now?
He may be like 30 something.
See, that's what get me right there, bro. You too old to be having temper tantrums at 30 something.
There's no age on maturity. That's the scary part. Really,
I mean, I don't know him, Bianca. I'm not literally taking a shot at him. I'm just saying, like,
oh no, I get it. No,
I agree.
And I agree with that too. Like, I totally agree with that. It's just like,
what is
maybe, but you got to think about it. Like, maybe that's just the household we was brought up in, that we agree that that's not okay, and he just hasn't clicked for him yet. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He hadn't lost enough to change. He hasn't lost enough to change his behavior.
Exactly.
That was me. I sent you the whole chapter, not the clips.
Oh my gosh!
It's a trap. The clip is in the second article. It's a picture from the book.
It's a picture of a piece of what she was talking about.
Is it in the chat? I don't see it in the chat.
I sent the whole chapter. I don't have the. I sent it from my phone because I'm on my computer.
We're gonna table that, y'all. I got you. Y'all can talk. Y'all can argue about Easter. We're gonna table the Easter.
Argue. I was just sending the whole context. You know, you could get a piece and then it'll look like
no. In the second article, it's a picture of the same book that you have, so you should be able to go and see where and get the same lines. And that's why I sent multiple articles from Newsweek, iHeart, and I have one from Ebony if you want to see it, but I don't know if you want to see Ebony. Yeah, I don't know who you want to see exactly. You know what I mean? I didn't own the book. I just borrowed it. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's hard to make that argument now. Your argument's kind of depleted.
I ain't getting in that, bro. I ain't getting in that right there. But I forgot what we was talking about. Yo, y'all got that extra spicy in them noodles over there, boy. Beef flavored. Nah, but like Bianca, what I was saying is like, and this may be I agree. This may be a Keenan issue. I still feel like not no matter what, you know, let's just say no extreme cases. You could kind of start making a decision. Like, would you be safe to say that every 30-year-old that throws a temper tantrum knows they throw one or knows they have a temper? Could we at least say that
they do? They know that, but like somebody just said, maybe he hasn't lost enough to know to stop, or maybe like he just hasn't come across somebody that can like get him out of that. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't want to be better. Some people don't want to do better. Okay. Some people are fine wherever they at.
When you're 30 and having a temper tantrum, I feel like that's a type of person that's still saying, well, that's just how I am.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Respect.
some people just don't know. I be realizing it sometimes that like you can't take for granted that some things that you really learn out of life because some
Maybe
people
they
really
just don't know.
I ain't gonna lie. It's some people who really that's their environment, so everyone does it, so they think of it as normal. You know what I mean? Like that's their normal. Like you know what I mean? So I be seeing people all the time like, all right, let me meet your family, and then I go DJ their family. I'm like, oh. We lit. I see what's up. Like, yes, I see you just like your mama. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Maybe the tantrum works. Maybe the tantrum works.
Hey.
But eating and abetting.
Oh. We got some enablers. She said,
no, I mean, but I'm saying maybe it works. Yeah, maybe you do have enablers. I mean,
maybe it works for the environment that he surrounds himself in. And you'll never get to, but see, that's the thing. Like if you have a temper like that, you're only gonna get but so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You could take yourself to the next level if you drop that temper.
I agree.
Ego. Yeah.
But you know what
I'm
realizing
with that because I had one. So I went and got help because I saw my son. You know what I mean? Doing the same thing and behaviors, and I didn't want him to. I wanted to be a better example for him. You know, and also I realized where I was, the point that I was getting in my life, I can't react, you know, or blow up. You know, I have to be able to think through situations. So yeah, I resonate. And yeah, I was 30 years old when I made that choice.
Yeah.
But it's
I'm glad you grew up, bro.
You made it.
You made a choice.
People don't make it. So I'm about to say I commend you on that and first making that and understanding that awareness. There's a lot of people who not even doing that. Just
man, you learned your feelings in kindergarten, Lewis. You learned your feelings in kindergarten, man.
Yeah, but I didn't. But you know what? I started.
I'm just messing with you, bro.
I'm just saying. What happened was I started asking myself where these triggers would come from. What would really? Because I didn't do it to everything. It would only be certain things that would set me off. Mm-hmm. And I started thinking, and the more I began to reduce it. The biggest thing for me is manipulation. You know, whenever I felt like I was being manipulated, is when I would really get upset. You know, and behave irrationally. You know what I mean? And then I was able to identify what
behaving irrational means. When you behave irrationally, what
just yelling, you know what I'm saying? I broke my phone. Like one day I threw my phone against the wall and broke it. You know what I mean? I had to pay $500 to get another one.
Childish.
Yeah, no, it was 100%. But like, you know, you saying that. All right, now I'm getting offended. What do you get out of saying that, brother? What do you get out of saying that?
That you childish?
Why do you have to say that?
Because, bro, we just, you know what I'm saying? We creating a space where brothers can talk to each other. No, I was letting you know that when you went and you got your help, they told you the same emotions you learned in kindergarten. Lewis, why are you mad?
It ain't about identifying as how
I know, bro. I know. I'm messing with you, bro. I know. I'm glad.
That's why can't nobody be transparent.
Right.
That was a hell of a flip. No, but honestly speaking though, I think you got to be in spaces back to the environments you in, right? If I couldn't joke with Lewis about that, you know what I mean? But in our culture, with the same example, we feel like it's our job to get that person out of that space.
Mm-hmm.
We feel like we got to fix that person right there. And in reality, you got to roll.
Bye.
Literally, you ain't got to love them no less. And I don't know what it is in our brains where we feel like we can fix everybody, bro, and we cannot.
Cannot.
And we specific. I don't know if it's because of our past or whatever, but we've been hardwired to think if you ever seen two people being down trying to help each other, it's like the worst thing in the world. Like, but we consider it loyalty. Like if I'm down, Marcus held down, Lewis down, let's all three be down together. Bro.
No.
We're down together, man.
I'm saying like it's the I don't know. I don't know. And then you meet a woman, then she feel like she's supposed to fix you.
Mm-hmm.
And then she fix you, you thinking you fixed you, and then you start cheating. Then it's like, oh, he wasn't. No, like if
podcast.
Say again.
Podcast.
Oh yeah, well we ain't getting that then. But all I'm saying is we gotta change. I think the culture is about to split. Unfortunately, but I do.
We're not
in what way? In what way?
It's definitely splitting.
You could just see that.
Well, three sides.
I think the multi-layer of it is people say like it's already like that. I think we're starting to realize like we didn't respect in Black culture, we don't respect subcultures.
Right.
Like
we're not a monolith, bro. Like we realize we don't have to all be think or be one way.
Agreed. That's why I said I think it's about to split. Like I absolutely agree with you. But until the pandemic, I'm gonna say when everybody's creativity was when you were sitting down, you had to view everybody's think points and creativity and all that because we were sitting down. And it's like, damn, we can all exist in these different worlds and realize if I don't want to cross over to this, I don't have to. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But any thoughts on that before we close? I ain't gonna wrap y'all up too bad on that. About the culture, about us helping those people, feeling like, you know, if this person is doing things that we don't agree with, why we feel the need to help those people.
Oh,
I
don't mean those people.
Why we feel the need to help them?
Oh, yeah.
It sounds so bad, but like, yes.
Nah, I was good. Nah, you go first. You go first, Chris.
Like, why do we
I'm
feel
just
the
trying
need
to
to help them?
get the clarity of it. Like you saying, why do we feel the need to help?
Why do we feel like we can?
We can. I mean, I think we have I think our intent is always because you want people to be in a better space. You just want to see people be better and you feel like maybe you can do something. But I think the only thing that we really can do is just be an example in the way that we do things, not necessarily meaning rescue and take them out. But it's sometimes, like you're saying, stepping back from them and kind of just living your life and showing. I just think as people, naturally, we just, even just as Black people, I feel like really naturally, most Black people are like good and we just want to help and come together. No matter what society says or makes us look like, we are good people and you want to help your neighbor. It's morally ingrained in us to be good people and to help. But because some people are so far gone, so it's just not, it can't be our jobs anymore because it's like they're over there, you're over here. If you go over there, like the conversation we had before, their pull might be a little bit stronger than the one that you got. Remember that conversation we was having?
When?
No.
When I'm saying when, you gotta give me a little more than that.
Just a conversation about when you trying to convince somebody to do something good. Yeah. You can, you know, you're here and they over there, but if you constantly over there, guess what? You gonna get pulled over there, and you gonna start looking at what they doing. Like, this might be job fun, or this might, you know. So
that builds resentment.
It's a hard thing to do, but it's hard to fall back from people that you really want to help. Like if I see some of y'all just lunched out, I'm really going to want to help you. I'm just going to have to get it in my mind that I'm not your superhero though. So I think that's coming to grips with that part.
I'm more likely to text something like, hey, Louis, man, get your shit together, bro. And then let you do with it as you please. But I also realize there's probably only a handful of people I can really actually say something to that actually hear me. And they vice versa, where they can be like, hey, nah, bro, chill.
Mm-hmm.
But Marcus, you was about to say something, bro.
Oh, nah, damn. I say it's gonna be an unpopular opinion, but I do agree with Cursor though. I think I know Black people innately do want to help each other because that's our DNA. Like, you know what I mean? That's literally what we do. Like, we get together, we could be strangers, but you know, we know how to check on each other. All Black people bearing that we're all in our right mind. I don't know. I think a lot of us, you know, a lot of us definitely grew up in religion. I think that comes from wanting to help. Is part of religion, and two is part projection. I feel like because some of us can't help ourselves, we feel like helping somebody else will make us feel good. So it's like, let me help somebody else because, you know, deep down inside, I can't help myself out this shit. So yeah.
I was just saying that to say, like, we're gonna have to help Will and Chris get this thing worked out, even though he got slapped. We're gonna have to. That's not
getting worked out. Ain't nothing to talk about that.
That's not for another debate though. Millennials versus the world. You too. Appreciate you rocking with us, man. We out.